everybody, welcome back to Zulu Alpha Firearms channel. I'm Jared Labuskachny. Since you've opened the channel, we've had really great positive feedback from everybody, so thank you very much. Please continue to watch our stuff that we put up online. And today we're actually doing something called the 2-mag review. And basically what this is, we take a firearm that we like, we think that's interesting, or perhaps one that you guys have recommended, and we take it to the range and we shoot out 2 magazines. We don't get into the technical specs. If you want that kind of stuff, you can go to the manufacturer's website. Basically, we shoot out 2 mags of this, with this firearm and tell you what we think about it, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. And sometimes we'll hopefully have some guest reviewers who will be joining us for these types of reviews. So today we're actually doing the CZ P-10C, the Optic ready version. So it already has the cutout for the optics to be attached to it. This particular one is my own one. I submitted it for under a Section 16 license on the 24th of October 2019. 27th of Feb I got my approval SMS, and the 25th of March I picked it up literally the day before lockdown. So this was my first time on the range since lockdown started, of course. So there was 3 months off the range, and it's the very first time I'm actually shooting my brand new P-10C. So I was very excited, and let's have a listen to what I thought about it. So, quick review, what we got here today. The CZ P-10C, it is safe, optic ready, so it's got the slide cut out here, and it has an Aimpoint Accro C1. Now what's nice about these compared to the RMRs, it has 2 glasses, a glass at the back and the front, but the actual glass where the light is emitted on, or the laser, or whatever you want to call it, is in between. So with your RMRs, you've got one glass and the diode that shines a light on it. So if that glass gets cracked or the diode gets blocked, it's a bit of a bugger up. So this is a totally encapsulated red dot sight. You can bugger up this glass at the front, you can bugger up the glass at the back and the front, and it'll still work because it's shining on the inside. What's also cool, to replace the batteries on the side. Other ones like your RMRs, you've got to take the whole unit off and the batteries underneath, so you have issues regarding re-zeroing, it could be a potential problem. Only downside, they say this battery for the Aimpoint Accro C1s, and I think the P1, don't last as long as your RMR batteries do. So for me today, shooting this is the first time, so if we shoot crap, it's because the sight is not set in, not my crappy shooting. You have to accept, we're at a shooting range, so if you hear loud bangs, it's kind of what it is. So nice thing I found very handy, I know I used to think you're a bit of a girl if you have one of these, because why don't you just load your magazines with your thumb? It is really nice if you're on the range a lot and you're shooting 7 stages. Mag up Lula.
What does he mean by a girl? Awesome. Just shot a guy's arm off.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody out there. All the comments are going to be going wild now. So basically just a mag loader. It's really cool, very fast, convenient. This one I think it loads anything from 9mm to 45. They usually cost about $500. So we touched on the gun, the CZ P-10C optic ready. We touched on the Aimpoint. This holster, I literally ordered it during lockdown. It's from Quantum Carry. Only problem I found with this, and I don't know if it's because of the Aimpoint, is that when I try to put it in, now it fits perfectly, of course, because we're on the range. Sometimes the slide would stick back a bit. So I did McGaffer it a bit and I cut it. That makes it fit better. Oh yeah, now you can see it a bit now. It sticks out a little bit. I just kind of push it and it's cool. So I don't know if it's a thing because of the Aimpoint, which didn't fit so nicely here, or is it an issue with the P-10C in this holster? It is a P-10C holster, so I don't know. It's an appendix one, which is pretty neat. It's got this little sticky outy thing here. It's got that sticky outy thing here, which helps keep it in a nice comfortable position when you're carrying it. Of course, sitting down with these holsters is a bit of a hassle, but otherwise it's so far I've enjoyed it. Doesn't pull out when you pull out your gun, which is always quite embarrassing in front of people or suspects. And that's about it. I'm usually shooting reloaded ammo. I've got a good buddy Roger who reloads my pistol stuff. Okay, so I'm loading. I'm going to shoot some cellular and bellot rounds if I've got lying around. Otherwise I'll go on to my reloaded round. So here we go, my P-10C, first time using it. Cellular bellot rounds. Okay. One thing I noticed, and I saw it on YouTube channels, is that some people picked up that trying to drop a full magazine was very difficult with the P-10C. I've had that experience when I went to test out a P-10C before buying it, but I must say my one full or empty, mag pops out like a dream. But that's what some people have picked up as an issue. Right, here we go. You can even cock it with these aim points. And let's see how crappy I'm shooting today. Alright, I'm going to follow the dot. And I'm going to now follow the sights themselves, which I can fortunately see. I'm going to go for the top right hand. A bit better. It's a lovely gun. Crisp reset. Let me have a look and see what we've done, what damage I've done. So basically these ones I was shooting with the iron sights on the gun, so not too bad. Look, I mean, it's not very far, but these ones I was shooting with the dot, which I haven't set it in, so it's not too bad. A beautiful shoot. This gun, obviously people compare it to the Glock 19 as the CZ's competitor, and definitely I experience it as that. Some of these P-10Cs will actually fit in Glock holsters. Of course, none of the ones I have will accept it. I've got a Glock 19 at home. But I have seen people on YouTube channels putting them into Glock 19 holsters, and it works perfectly. So that's one added advantage. I think what they've done better than the Glock 19 is the grip. I mean, everybody comments on it. The ergonomics of this grip is just fucking amazing. So it shoots very much like a Glock 19. It is really a CZ Glock 19. The grip stippling is ridiculously aggressive. Almost to the point where I don't know how it's going to be if I'm going to shoot like 10 or 6 stages. I'll have to see. Already you can see my hand. The little dots on my wall, you can see it there. The front and the back stippling is really, I think, where you're going to feel it. So I don't know how comfortable it's going to be. I'll have to try it out. As I said, this is the first time shooting it. Crisp reset, lacquer gun. A lot of fun to shoot, I have to admit. I'm very glad I do own this particular firearm. It's got the Picatinny rails, very sort of standard scenario. Cut out for the mag, so the mag fits like that. You know, the Glocks always have that awkward sticky outy bit. Safety on the trigger, like a Glock 19. Takedown for the sliders over here. Ambi, slide release. I think you can swap the mag release out. Yeah, I think it is Ambi. Front slide serrations, which the Glock 19 doesn't have, which it's not a big issue for me, but some people like that. I'm going to probably just be cautious, to be honest with you here. So far enjoying, I must say. Right, so second mag of our 2-mag review on my P-10C. I shot cellular and Ballot rounds that are very old, that I've had in my safe on the first mag. This mag I've got a friend of mine who reloads, Roger, and we put on this one these polymer coated tips. A lot of people think these bugger up your barrels, some people said they don't, so we'll probably do some kind of interesting review at some point about whether these polymer points are an issue or not. As you can see, the other ones I was shooting with a standard, you know, cellular and Ballot copper full metal jacket type of stuff. So obviously with reloads, you got to trust your reloader, otherwise you screw up your gun. But so far, Roger's been a godsend for me being able to shoot because reloads are a lot cheaper. So there we go, let's check it out. I call them the lipstick rounds because they look like lipstick. Okay, second mag of my P-10C review, 2-mag review. Let's see if it'll close on a slam like the Glock 19 does. There we go. I'm going to go again for the red dot and see how it works, how accurate that is. Yeah, it's actually pretty accurate. I'm aiming for the top left. Yeah. Okay, mag out. We are clear. Not too bad. The last ones I was shooting obviously very quickly, as you could tell. Look, it's not a very far distance, so I'm not trying to say as if I'm a good shot. It's really, what's this, 5 meters? But I think the sight's actually fairly well set in for just having thumb sucked it at home. Again, still loving the gun. I'm glad I bought it. And again, the stippling is quite feelable on the old palms here and fingers. But I definitely think this is going to be a nice gun for me to do my production optic shooting on the range. I'm looking forward to shooting it for some 3-gun shooting. which we'll do a video about at some point in the future. So 2-mag review, I'm happy with it. I think it's a nice gun. Definitely come try it out as a competitor for the Glock 19, or if you have a Glock 19 and you want something different but sort of similar. I don't personally like to have, because my guns that I use for sport are kind of self-defense-y kind of guns. So I don't like to differ too much between the different guns. I know I've always wanted a Shadow 2, but because it's very different to the Glock 19s, for me, I'll see how it goes, whether I'll get one of those. But yeah, nice, cool, way to go.